Yes, yes. So I was just telling everybody how you put me on to like the first events, like before I was even coming to events. You was like really putting me on. So thank you always for that.
Yo, I appreciate you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you saying that. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of people who, get on, they don't really, they really don't say that stuff. You know what I mean? It was just,
Yeah.
something. I'm just sharing live real quick. A lot of people just, they act like, they never had any sort of support, or that first person that actually did something for them never mattered. But I appreciate you saying that. That means a lot to me, and yeah, that's why we always continue to still build. And anytime I'm pushing something, I'm always reaching out to people like you who supported me um, from like pretty much day one.
Yes, thank you so much. Like for real. And I love that. Like definitely the fact that we always support each other and keep going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah, that's a fact, 100%.
yes, and speaking of that, I see that you still been busy and I respect it and I love it. The fact, oh wait, shout out to everybody in here real quick before I even get started. Like, for the family came in, Jasmine, shout out to you, everybody in here.
Yo, shout out to everybody who's here. You know what I'm saying? I know things are opening up. People are actually starting to go back outside again. But lives are still happening, guys. So we're still on live. You know what I mean? But so that's definitely a great thing that people are still tuning in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I want to get a little bit into how you've been holding up during this pandemic.
Okay. I've been doing all right. To be honest with you, I've been doing good. I actually been doing better. I've had time to actually regroup, rethink, and push those things out the way they should be pushed out. You know what I mean? Other than them being rushed sometimes, and not to say I rush my events, because I always at least have 4 months of promo in between each
Hmm.
Ballin for Peace event. But sometimes it just wears on you. You know what I mean? When you are expected to do so much for so many different people, because it's not just me who does Ballin for Peace. It's a lot of people who are involved with it behind the scenes, and a lot of people um, who I help out with Ballin for Peace. Does that make sense? Like the platform has to be, it has to be good. It can't just be, oh, I came out and it was, blah blah blah. Like I have to continue to do a exceptional job to make sure that people want to continue to come back and continue to support.
I'm glad you brought that up. And I think that's one of the key components it takes to be a leader and to have such a successful brand, such as the one that you have. It's like you
Mhm.
can't ever feel comfortable. You can't ever feel like you did enough. You always got to strive to be greater and be where you are, but, always excel.
That's a
So,
fact.
with that,
Yeah, that's a fact.
mhm. Yes. And I was going to say, with that being said, shout out to you. I was checking out the Bowling for Peace merch that you just released. I
Yeah, yeah,
love it. Peace, equality, hate does not make America great. Like,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
let's get into this. Was this because of the George Floyd protest that was going on?
Well, these have been my thoughts, and like I've had these shirts, equality shirts, these like for years now. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just
Hmm.
something like, and if you see it here, it says equality, and it says like period. Like we want equality, period. Like there are things that can go on in our lives, and things that can go on all around the world, but we all know that things haven't been equal for us. You know what I mean? We know we had to strive and work a little bit harder to make sure that things happen. And at the end of the day, because we know it doesn't make it right. So
Right.
I've been pushing this message of peace and equality, and I feel that way of making them, that doesn't make America great again. Like, you know what I mean? Hate doesn't make America great again. What makes America great for the first time, because I feel like America was never great. You know what I mean? America was never great. Like, to even say that, for that to be your mission statement, right? To even being reelected or whatever, let's make America great again. When was it great? You know what I mean? And to whom? Because it wasn't great for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day. So like let's make America great, period. That should be the new movement. Not again, because it never was great. You know what I mean? You tell me an era where we didn't go through injustice, where we didn't go through police brutality, where we wasn't getting lynched and having like, so what's make America great? When we were slaves? That's what you want to make happen again? So yeah.
Ooh, that was a deep, deep message, and I really agree with you on that, to be honest, because it is true. We was always going through stuff. I just think now with the cameras, it's like harder to ignore. But it was never where it was like, oh, we was good. Like, nah, we was never good, actually.
We was never good. We were never good. Maybe a point in time where they felt that they. I don't even know what their grade is. But what has happened to them? Nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's happened in a way that they feel like they're not great anymore? Like when what changed in
Yeah.
their lives? Like nothing. Like they've always had generational wealth. They've always had um people who has supported them wholeheartedly. They A lot of them never really had to struggle. Like we grew up into struggle. You know what I'm saying? And that 1% is
Yeah.
not even a 1% of us. Like, you know what I mean? It's less than a percent of people who didn't have to struggle, and of people of color. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's never been great for us, you know?
Right. And that's so true. And I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm glad that you also make merch for little kids too.
Oh
And
yeah,
that,
for sure.
yeah, you always
Little
cared about
people
the youth.
matter. Yeah, the youth, little people matter, man. They are our future. Like my whole thing is like, imagine you got to start it from young, right? So even like hate is taught. Hate comes
Mm.
from you being a little child and someone teaching you how to hate somebody, because at the end of the day, when you're born pure. You don't know anything. So your job for your parents are to teach you is to teach you the values of life and how to live the proper way. So I believe that people don't just become hatred, or people aren't just becoming loving. Like I don't have a loving heart because someone didn't teach me that. My mother taught me to love one another, even when people they don't even love you back. At the end of the day, you show them more love. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to hate somebody who's just showing you wild love. Like at the end of the day, it's
That's true.
like, damn, like people may not like me because they probably sometimes put it like this. Sometimes you can be so real that people think you fake because you come off so genuine, and you're like, yo, this
Yes.
man can't be this nice. Like this has to be something. Like, but what is it? It's the only thing that it is the way I feel. And nobody, no, not my mother, my brother, not, nobody, no girlfriend, no, can teach you how to be you. You know what I mean? And if this is what you really feel, then that's something that you're gonna push out into the world, whether somebody's listening or not. You know what I mean?
Yo, that is so real. And I agree with you on that because I feel the same way. It's like if I compliment somebody, they be like, yo, don't gas me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how?
like, no, I think that was dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what it is? What's not real and what's not genuine is the fact that a lot of people aren't. So they're not used to they're actually uncomfortable with someone being so nice to them because they're not used to it. They, especially in New York, they're used to somebody walking right by them and not saying hello or hi or even acknowledging that they're in their way. They might get bumped at the end of the day, but like, so they're not used to somebody, hey, how you doing? Nice hair. Like, you know what I mean? Your shirt looks dope. Like, you know what I mean? They're not used to that. And that's
Yeah.
something that we grew up not used to. So when you see somebody like being so positive, you're like, yo, he fake. It's like, wow, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is.
Yes, and I want to go back on one point that you made that really stood out to me. Believe it or not, I did not realize how real hate was until this whole thing happened. So I started a TikTok, right? Because I wanted to be cool,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I have a TikTok, and I follow different people. Like I'm not racist at all.
Uh-huh.
And there was a young lady who was Caucasian, and her video was basically talking about her parents. So she made like a poster of some sort that said all Black Lives Matter. Her mom was like, no, all lives matter, take that down. And she had said, I'm not going to be racist. I'm not doing that. And they had to, yeah, somebody said facts, learn behavior. And it's true. It's like the younger, she's a teenager, she's teaching her parents how to not be racist.
Yeah, that's a fact, 100%. And a lot of that, you got to think about it. When their parents were born, they were born, and their parents taught them.
Mhm.
So whatever their parents taught them has to be untaught now. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to like they'll tell you like old dogs can't learn, don't learn new tricks or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's false because like I made the statement the other day, like every update for the iPhone and every update for TikTok and every update for Instagram, you have to learn that, right? So you have to learn how to use that tool, and you have to learn how to actually make sure that you're doing it the right way. So why not relearn how to treat people? Like even policing, relearn how to be a cop, because at the end of the day, like whatever you're doing is broke and it's not working. It's not working for everybody. Like, and you know that it's not working, and now they're just getting called out on it. And now before they were getting called out on it, but just think of what needed. Just think of what needed to happen for everybody to see. It was a pandemic. It is a pandemic going on where there's no sports, nobody's working, everybody's in the house, everybody's sitting down. A black man he got killed on camera, right? And everybody had this, and everyone saw it. So it's like, yo, like this is happening. Like, so it gave the eyes and ears on the, the real 1%, right? The people who are really attacking these situations is the 1%, because it's not the 99% of the people aren't pushing what we're actually seeing. They're actually undermining and sweeping under the rug. But we had a whole pandemic where the world stopped. We had no sports, no concerts, no distractions. A man getting killed on video with a man kneeling on him for 8 minutes and 46 seconds until he died, for even this uproar to happen. So it's like, damn, we need all of that for people to actually pay attention to what we're going on and what I've been preaching for years now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but it happened. And I think we got our foot in the door, and we need to get both feet in the door and our whole body in the door right now and be like, yo, this has to stop. This is the end to it. We're not doing anything else until Black Lives Matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? They say all lives matter. And when people say that, someone said it to me today, and it makes me so mad. It's like, are you a racist? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you not see, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? You can't just get with the movement that, yo, Black lives do matter. You know what I'm saying? And you ask anybody in another race if they would change places with you as a Black African American, they wouldn't, because they know that it's wrong. They know that what's been going on hasn't been right, you know?
Right. And, I will say this, it is forcing everybody to have more complicated conversations than usual, I'll say. Because I've also experienced where somebody's told me that all lives matter. But then when they broke it down, I understood what they meant, because there were times where I saw like white cops getting beat up and I felt bad, because some of them, it's like they might have nothing to do with it.
By who, though? By who? By
Yeah,
people who are mad? But who? By who? But that's not their norm. That's not their normal.
Right. That's true too.
That's not their norm. You know, our norm is driving while Black, being pulled over and wondering if you're gonna live or get a ticket. And that's real.
That is true.
When I see cops, and I know I have people in the force, I have, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's weird when you feel that way as a man, and you don't have anything, you're not doing anything wrong, but at the end of the day, you're fearing for the people who are supposed to protect and serve you. You fear them. I don't want to go by them. I don't even care if I'm walking across. I'll walk across the street just so I don't have to like be close to them, because I just feel like they're looking for a problem other than trying to look for solutions or be somebody who's actually there for you. They're, even if you think about when you're driving a car and there's cops on the side with the radar guns, they're looking for somebody to be doing something wrong other than like just policing. Like, if you're policing, just be around, chill out, get a call. When you get a call that something's going on, then you go and you handle that. But other than that, you shouldn't just be out there just trying to find an issue. And that's what a lot of them are doing. And they'll tell you too. They'll tell you.
Yeah, and I will agree, that is very scary. Like, even when I drive, like, I do feel some type of way, because at first I feel like, it was mainly Black males, which is very terrifying, because obviously, like, my dad, my grandfather, my cousins, Black. But then it happens with women too, like with Breonna Taylor. That's like very terrifying, because what did she do wrong? Nothing. And you're right. They can carry guns. They can carry anything they want. And we out here looking
dolo with nothing. Like, at the end of the day, people, and the whole unarmed fact that people are unarmed and getting killed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you die when you're unarmed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're unarmed. What are you, that much of a punk that you have to, like, you're that scared? If you're that scared, you should not be a cop. You know what I'm
I
saying? You
agree.
should not be a cop. If someone who is not armed can scare you to a point where you have to kill them, even in a tussle, like, even not even getting to that. It's like, yo, life is much more valuable, you know, than
Mm-hmm.
someone just being scared and shooting you. Like the dude who went to sleep in the Wendy's
Oh
drive-through.
yeah, Rashad.
Clearly, right. Clearly he was drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Good policing is like, yo, sir, you know what? If you're a real good cop and you're here to protect and serve people, the guy said, yo, you could just drive me home. I heard him. He said, yo, just drive me home. Leave the car parked,
Mm-hmm.
drive me home to my family. They're like, no. Why not? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Why you can't drive somebody home? I know he broke the law. He was drunk and all that, but at the end of the day, he was sleeping in the car. He wasn't doing anything else. You know what I'm saying? So why? That man woke up dead. If you think of, he woke up because he was drunk. He woke
Mm-hmm.
up wherever he's at, heaven, wherever. He woke up dead. You know what I'm saying? Let that sink in
Right.
because of a drunken night. We've all been drunk. We've all drunk. We all did something, you know, and put us in a place that we weren't, you know, coherent and stuff.
Coherent. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. Yo, like, you know, that should have been a night. He could have spent the night in jail. Like, yo, bro, you know, I got drunk and all that. Yo, that could have been a story he told us. Yo,
Yeah.
man, I was so drunk. I was sleeping in the Wendy's parking lot. The boys picked me up and all. He should be here, not
Right.
dead. Like, and you know, you checked him. You did all of the breath. You know, he wasn't coherent because he was drunk. He was
Mm-hmm.
intoxicated. So you talking to somebody, that's like talking to somebody who has mental issues, and you're like treating them like they're just, you know, super
Yeah.
regular. Like, they're like, and you're asking them stern questions. Why can't you do that? And you know they have a problem. Like, you know what I mean? So that's, the whole system is broke. They need cops to have they need to be retrained if they're going to stay on the force. They need to
Agreed.
have, like everything else, certain certifications they have to pass every year or however long they're going to be. Every year they need to do something, because in teaching you
Mm-hmm.
have to have certifications, have meetings, have this, that, and the third. And as a cop, they don't. They get on and they're just good. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end, like, it's almost like that cop when he first got on as a rookie, he was probably in great shape. He's, you know, working out and all that. How do you get to the man who eats donuts all day and just drinks coffee? Like, you should
That's
still have to
true.
look the part. You have to run. You have to pass certain physical tests and everything like that just to get in. But it's like they get in and they don't do anything to, you know, get, level up. And if
Right.
they don't do anything to level up, they want to stay the same. But they're not even the same when they came in, because they get so corrupted. They get so lazy, and they have no ambition. It's just a job, and those people, I don't want them to protect and serve. You know what I mean? They have to have, we need new people. We need new standards as a cop. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you only have to have a high school education to be a cop, you know, and a couple of college credits don't make me feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean, because any other job, you have to have a bachelor's and a master's and this and that. So the people who are supposed to have one of the toughest jobs in the world just to has to have a high school education
Exactly. That's true. And carry
and carry
gun.
a weapon.
Yeah.
You're
That's
putting
insane.
like, what?
That's true.
And then they get tons of money. Like, yeah, I have the answers. Literally, I have the answers to what can fix this nation. And I'll tell you I'll tell you my answer. My answer is,
Mm-hmm.
if we took the concept of team sports,
Mm-hmm.
and I played team sports, so I'm a little biased to that, but I know it. And that's why my message is peace through sports with Ballin for Peace. I knew that I had an Indian kid on my team. I knew I had an Asian kid. I knew I had Mexicans and all this. But at the end of the day, we had that one goal, and to win. So if we put that one goal together as a nation and help us win, like we go for
Mm-hmm.
team sports, then that changes the narrative. But that comes from the up top. That comes from the man, whoever's the president, right? That's another joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, that comes from the
Yeah.
people up top, to be together, to unite, to come together, to be better. you know, but you have to understand we have a problem first and not just be like, there's no problem, we're perfect, because we're not. And that's where it comes from. Like the first, like in AA, right? I've never been to AA. I'm not a drunk,
Yeah, I was
but
like, wait, hold
like
on.
in AA, they say, right, you have to like say your problems first, right? You like, I've seen the movies where they're like sitting down and
Yeah,
like, my name is blah blah blah, and I have an issue and I have a problem, blah blah blah. You have to say your issue, say your problems in order to let go of them and to change them. You know what I mean?
that's true. And I think acknowledgement is very important for with everything. And I did want to talk to you about Bowling for Peace because creating something, a movement in general, is very difficult. And for you, you've made it look easy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you keep going, you don't slow down. And even though you love basketball, and I know from talking to you that you used to play basketball, and I would also like to get into that. But you even expanded it to bowling. Like for you, you was just like, we're going to take it over. So I want to get into the annual events and how playing ball led you to want to continue. Because some people, they just be like, no, I'm not doing it no more. It's over. But you put everything into a purpose.
Yeah, so like that's just going back to like how I feel. Like, you know, I made my passion my purpose. And that was even in basketball. Like growing up in New York City, you know, you had to have outlets. Either I could have been the dude
Hmm.
selling drugs on the corner because I knew those dudes. I knew everybody. Like I could have been that and trying to get some fast money and ending up dead or in jail. And that's a literal fact. A lot of those guys who were doing that are dead or in jail. Like, and it sucks, you know. But ball was something that kept me on a straight and narrow. Like I used basketball and I used sports to get by. Like I knew I had to pass my classes in order to play basketball. So
Hmm.
I went to school, elementary school, same concept, junior high school, and I set goals for myself. Like, yo, this year I want to be captain of my team. But even to be captain of your team, I had to pass my classes, right? So I had to make
Right.
sure. And back then it was like, yo, I'm only going to school because I want to play basketball, and that was whatever. I used that to my advantage. Like I used my passion for sports to help me even pass my classes, right? And do the things that I
Right.
needed to do in order to get by, right? So that's always been an area. Middle school, high school, college, you know, and basketball has led me to get a Division I scholarship and play and travel the world. I went to Sacramento State, played the Big Sky Conference, led my team in scoring, broke 3-point records, did all this other stuff. So I know what hard work looks like. You know what I'm saying? And then going around the world and playing basketball, playing in Europe, different countries, and all that stuff that I would not even have had the opportunity to do. I know as a black man, if I didn't play sports, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That my first of all, I got a scholarship. School's 40,000 a year. Like I wasn't gonna be able to go to that school if I just wanted to go. So I did my parents a favor. I did my family a favor, being the first person in my immediate family, first black uh, man to graduate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yes, that's a
making
blessing.
yeah, I'm making my future. I'm not just speaking about it. So doing these things, that's where the hard work came in at, and that's where like my mentality came in from sports, and my passion came to creating something like Ballin for Peace, and knowing how you got people together to make your to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I know like sports was is the nucleus of it, and you know, but doing the other things, basketball was the first one. I did at Baruch College in 2015. You know what I'm saying? And then from that, the response that I got was like, yo, it was great. I didn't know the response I was gonna get when I first did it. Even the way I was promoting it, I was in clubs, going up to my DJ friends, getting shout outs for the Baller for Peas. I'm giving out tickets to people like, yo, make sure you come to the event. And it was an amazing event, but I pushed it like I was on the ground like a independent rapper, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm out here like, because I didn't know any other way but to get the message out to the people. Actually, the first year that I had Bowling for Peace, I didn't even have an Instagram for it. Everything was off of my Instagram, and it still was crazy, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then from there, from basketball, I'm like, yo, I guess I'm gonna have to keep this up. You know what I mean? The response was amazing. Then I did bowling. I actually flipped them too, because bowling it went from my second event to my last event now for the year. Football was actually in the summer, which is a back to school supply drive. It's still in the summer, but I moved bowling all the way to the holiday toy drive at the end of the year. I like to theme everything that I'm doing too. So
Yes.
like even if you see even promo for my H2o music stuff, like I started a DJ takeover. It's called the Respect the DJ music series. So that's on every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on H2o Music. I like to theme everything. Like I get it from like I watched wrestling back in the day. They used to have SummerSlam and WrestleMania. So like I like
Yeah.
to theme things. And if you just doing something, people are like, what's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay. Like, you know, it's cool, but like some people like the title, right? The title of what you're doing. So that's a little bit of insight on how I think too.
Yes, no, I love that because, it's true. I did notice you do the bowling, you'll do the basketball. There's always a bigger purpose behind it. I think that's the dope part. You don't just be like, oh, I'm going to have this celebrity here. You're like,
Yeah,
no, this is what we're doing. You're donating today. This is
yeah,
what we're doing.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
don't forget the purpose.
Don't forget the purpose. And even with the celebrity, I mean, how I started it, it's just about voices, right? So I know that certain celebrities have a bigger voice and a bigger platform than I have. So at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I know that they can, if they believe in my message, they'll push my message. And them being out there means more than just me pushing it. You know what I mean? So that's why Mac Wild was in here on the check-in earlier.
Yes, shout
Shout
out
out
to
to Mac
him.
because he was one of the first celebrities at my first ever Ballin' for Peace. Him, God rest his soul, Fred the Godson, Little Mama, Murder Mook, all these people who I like, they've been there and they've been around. And I don't care if you're A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list. Like, at the end of the day, we're human beings. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
and I don't even be knowing all that stuff. Like, some like, oh, you didn't know they had, like, I had invited some people before. I remember Bianca had, she had, like, beef with the girls, Sexy Lexi and other
Oh, Mo?
girls and Mo and all that. So,
Yeah.
like, I didn't know that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so they was at they was, one is Sucking Like gonna be there. The other, I'm like, yeah, like why? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like,
Right.
and I had to start like understand because a lot of these shows I don't be watching them like that because that's not really my purpose of it. My purpose
Right.
of it is the message. So even when I'm booking these venues and these dates, some people like, yo, I can't make it. All right, cool, you can't make it, but like, I'm not gonna change my date because Chris Brown can't come to Ballin' for Peace or something like that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's a bigger picture other even than Chris Brown. I feel like some people just they'll listen to the message a little bit more when, like, say if I get a blue check or something like that, or my Ballin' for Peace gets verified, which is gonna be happening very soon. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But like, people, it's like that doesn't validate who I am. You know what I'm saying? That may validate who I am to other people, but who I am is who I've been, and that's who I'm gonna be the rest of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the validation comes from within before anybody else can, judge you or look at you in a different value or state how you are supposed to be. Like, and if we did look for validation from other people, we'll definitely be lost. Like, that's, and a lot of people in this industry look for validation from other people, and that's the first mistake that they can ever make. Like, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, even you doing your media, I don't care if you work. Some people, oh, I did this for ESPN. I did this. I don't care. What are you gonna do today? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
are you gonna do a good job today? Like, I don't care if you was. I was with. That actually makes me really like ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? When people are
Yeah.
name dropping and stuff like that from people that they did certain stuff with and all that is not a good look to me. So like, I don't care
Mhm.
what I'm not asking for your resume. You have to do what you got to do I don't need your resume because this ain't a job interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, yo, at the end of the day, you here, meet all these people, take pictures, do whatever you want to do. Like, at the end of the day, they're here for you as well as me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else. So do your job. And every event that you've been to, it's just been
carefree. Like, it's just been like, you know, I'm not dictating, yo, you got to stand right here. You can't interview this person yet. Like, nah, not at all. So, you know, I know you've been in places where it's been like that, and that doesn't
Yes.
make you feel good. And that makes you not want to even go back to those places. So, like, you know, that's the difference.
Everybody's trying to win, everybody's trying to get to the top, but they don't realize you still should have a message, because people now, everybody's trying to get to the top, but at what cost? Because like you said, the validation don't help you internally. It really don't. Like, because you'll have it and then it'll be gone the next week, and now you're sitting there stuck trying to chase a feeling that's not even real.
Yo, you know how many people I had come to Ballin for Peace and they were hot, like they were lit during that time, and they like,
Hmm.
yo, 10 racks for a walkthrough, and like,
What?
what? Like, first off, why would I ever pay you to walk through my event? Like, you know what I'm saying? And just to walk
Right.
through, like, to use your name. And I would never even get $10,000 back from even the way how we're pushing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
nah, brother. Like, we not doing that at all. But at the end of the day, um, it's you got to be validated in yourself before anybody else can validate you, and their validation of you doesn't matter to you. When that doesn't matter to you, then you're really winning. Because I, like, literally, I have tunnel vision. Like, when I'm doing the things that I'm doing, it's I'm not worried about anybody. Like, literally, sometimes I don't even know what's going on, and people who know me know that. So they like, yo, you didn't know that such and such did that and this, and that's gossip to me. And I'm not with
It
the
is.
blogs and gossip and all that. That's why, like, you half of the time you won't even see me until it's time for me to promote,
That's
like,
so true.
or push. Like, I'm not out. Like, I'm only going out when it's time to push what I have going on. And if you invite me to something, I'll come out and I'll support. But a lot of people be like, yo, Ace, don't come out. It's like, did you invite me out? Oh, I put it on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram like that. I literally post, and whoever's down there, when I'm on it, I like everybody's thing. So sometimes I can even get in trouble, be like, oh, you like that person's picture? Like, I'm just liking down the whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that, like, for me, when I post, I know people are on there, so I like their stuff, and then they see that I just posted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm up. Like, you know, okay, cool. He just liked my thing, so I might get a like back. So that's how I think. But other people, I don't know. They have other methods and ways of posting and doing that other stuff. But I just post and dip pretty much. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny that you said that, because I used to do that, and then I had to get better too, because I am supposed to be a blog. I mean, I think I count, but I'm a different type of blogger, I guess. So that's funny you said
Thank
that. I
you.
don't feel bad at all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad at all, man. Like, yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I want to say, again, appreciate everybody right now in the comments. Like,
Yeah, they
definitely.
all commenting. I love that. I'm trying to, like that. All, yeah, it's super dope, and I just like that people. I like to, when I'm doing something, I like for the people to like it, right? And I like for them to have a good time. You know what I mean? It's not like,
Hmm.
I know when I go someplace, I want to have a good time, so I make sure that, you know, I do everything in my power for them to have a good time. And if you don't, you just holler at me like, yo, I didn't have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I may even give you a
Yeah.
refund. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's just like, I feel like I make everybody normal, right? So I break the barrier of, like, celebrity, right? Because when you come to my event, it's totally not like that. You know what I'm saying? You could talk to
Exactly.
them, you could sit next to them, you could chill with them. Like, it's not that bougie Hollywood, yo. And if you acting like that, I don't even want you to even come to my event. Like, you know what I'm saying? That if you acting like, yo, nah, so I don't do interviews, then why are you here? Like,
Here,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, I don't. So, and then also another narrative of how people even think about who's important, who's not important, is totally backwards. They think the person who is there is sometimes the most important person, right? But if you think about it, who got all of them there? I literally put in, like, 90% of the people that I got there, I literally either called them, text them, you know what I mean, and made sure that
Hmm.
they was there. And I don't promote anybody. I don't throw anybody up on a flyer before getting that approval from them. Some people put them
Right.
on a flyer by them saying, "Yo, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna pull up." No, you have to sign. You have to actually go through a process. Put, even if you're playing in the game, put your jersey size and all this stuff. Email it back. Confirm that you all that stuff. So that's the difference. I run my business like as if it's a Fortune 500 business. I try to, at least. You know what I'm saying? This,
Right.
like even right now, I have a one of the writers for on my Twitter, and one
Mm.
of the writers on my new series that we have is called 1v1 with Ballin for Peace. We've been doing different
Nice.
different interviews. Our second one is going to be coming out soon with Cappy Pondexter, New York Liberty legend. Like, she played for the New York Liberty. She played for Rutgers University, um, Chicago born. You know, she's gonna be in the WNBA Hall of Fame too, and she played at Ballin for Peace too. She'll be the next one that's dropping soon. But these are phone calls. I got off the phone with her earlier. Like, you know what I'm saying? I texted her and everything. Phone calls, text messages. It's not like it's rare that I don't
Mm.
know anybody who's coming unless they just pop up. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them who I promote that's gonna be there, I have some sort of affiliation with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, okay, so I know you don't name drop. I know. But just so people are aware of, like, some of the people that's really been there in your corner. I know you said Mac Wiles, Fred the Godson, may he rest in peace. They've been there because I've seen them at the events. But is there anybody that you were surprised was supporting the
Oh,
brand?
Donna from Black Ink, she
Mm.
supports 100%. Like, she posted me one day. I was like, damn, I'm getting all these followers. Like, it was like, what the hell just happened? It was like mad followers was coming on my page, and I didn't know. Like, Donna like tagged me in a post and was like, follow H2o, and like mad
Nice.
people would just. She had like 1 million followers on Instagram, so mad people would just follow me, and a lot of people lose sight of that. They'll come to the event, they don't post anything that they were there. They don't. So that's another good thing that I
Yeah.
have. I have people's engagement. Some people who don't, some people just don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? They don't support it, but when you come out and you have a good time, let people know you had a good time at the end of the day. And so Donna, that was somebody who very surprised me, because that's somebody who came through from somebody else, but wound up
Mm.
coming to all of my Ballin' for Peace events after that. Her and Alex. So I
Nice.
appreciate them. Um, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of people like Jacquay. He's come out. He's also been very supportive. Um, from year two on star. Um, damn, I like NDO champ, the big brolic guy had
Yes.
yeah, he's been out there supporting me, man, like really supporting me as a brother. You know what I mean? Smush Parker, who used to play in the NBA, Kenneth Fareed, NBA player, played with the Houston Rockets last year. My boy Scott Machado, also NBA player. Like, a lot of these people, man, it's too much to act. Like Mark John Jeffries, he's been there since like day one. Little 50, they call him. Like, you know what I mean? So Halito, McCullough. Uh, I'm kind of like biased to a lot of people who've been there from the very beginning, but it's a lot of people. There was somebody who took a private jet to come and play in Ballin' for Peace one year. You know what I'm
What?
saying? Real talk. I swear to God. And I thought he was bullshit. And he was like, yo, I'll be there. I just rented. He was doing the Hollywood shit that I'm like, all right,
Right.
cool, bro. Yeah, take your jet. Dude really came, son, and he was there in Marquise, and he came through and he played. That was in the fourth annual Ball for Peace, and T Jazz, Filet, Fat Boy, and that just made me think of a lot of people who
Yeah,
you know what I
facts.
mening Flip, what's her name? Oh man, Queen's Flip, DJ G Money, all these people. Look, everybody who supported Ball for Peace since day one, I appreciate them, and it's a lot of names. Fresher, everyone. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the list in front of me, but they, if you look through the Ballin' for Peace page and go follow Ballin' for Peace, Ballin, the number 4, the word peace. Follow me, H205, the letter O, not zero, and follow the movement, man. Like, at the end of the day, the more people I get to hear and hear the message, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
a lot of people who have that certain level,
Mhm.
those people who are at those levels don't really they don't really push the messages that we need to hear all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
If I was there and I had that message, the same message will be pushed. As I've been growing, it's been the same message. So like when I had only 1,000 followers, now I'm close to 10,000 followers. It's the same
Nice.
message that will be pushed. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I get 1,000,000 followers, it's still gonna be that same message. So like my platform will always be my platform and it will always be dear to me, but it'll just be able to get to a higher, I guess, a wider audience. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the way I see it. But what you see is what you get. You'll always get that. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I'm so glad you brought that up because, yes, you're helping the youth because, you know, you're allowing them to play, you're allowing celebrities to play, you're allowing everybody to come together. You even have performances, you have half times going on like a real thing. And then I feel like
Hmm.
you also help media.
Hmm.
So that I think that's amazing that you're helping everybody. And then let's get into the charities too. We can't forget
Yeah,
about that.
that's a fact. Her first performance was at Ballin for Peace. Vina Love, I'm sorry, Vina Love has been super dope to me as well too. And that was one of her breakout performances at the either the second or the third annual Ballin for Peace too. Loaded Lux, I forgot Loaded Lux. He's been
Mm-hmm.
a stable of mine. My boy Graf, like, you know, it's a lot that I do. Um, but the fact that you see what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing enough. Because if you think about it,
Interesting.
if you think about it, like you don't know any of Bill Gates' moves. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he's planning. You see all of my
Mm.
plans. You see all of what I'm doing. That means I'm not big enough. I'm not doing enough yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, because those things will be behind closed doors. The fact that I have to reveal it to everybody
Mm-hmm.
means that I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? So like when you get that to that point where people don't have to see what you're doing and you just drop it on them, then you'll be you're really winning.
I don't know. Well, for me on the outside looking in, I feel like you're doing amazing, just like this. You know what I mean? Because people, I think the fact that people see it is good because I hope it makes people want to do more of it. And if they can't, because this is hard to do, at least join in and partake. Because I've had people hit me up too and say, "How do I get in the
Hmm.
game?" Or like, "Why you didn't tell me this was happening?" And I'm like, "He posted it.
I
Like
post,
it's
yeah, I
everywhere."
posted. So like my, my my whole thing, even with the way I promote, is and the way I give out my messages. I aspire to inspire others, right, to do more, right. So like, if it's in you, it's in you. Some people stop themselves from doing pretty much 90%, 99% of what they really want to do because they have self doubt in themselves first. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
self doubt is the biggest killer of a dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, how I do it, I think it, I put it on paper, and then I do it. It comes in my mind, I put it down, and I make it happen. Like by any means necessary. Like even if I have to cram or crunch it to make it happen, I will make it happen. And even in my head, I'm like, I can't flop. No flops. People
Right.
have to come out. And the way I promote and the way I push it, I don't call myself a promoter, but the way I push what I'm doing is old school kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? I call people, I text people, I hit them up. Like, you know what I mean? It's rare that I'll hit them up on Instagram if I have their number. I'll either
Mm-hmm.
call or text them like, yo, I'm about to do this. I'm launching this line, pop up or whatever. Like, and
Right.
I I don't know how other people do what they're doing because I don't really I don't care in a sense. I don't really
Yeah.
care what they're doing because even if I did everything that Jay-Z did, that doesn't make me Jay-Z. If I rap just as good as Jay-Z, he may
Hmm.
have got a break back in the day that somebody gave him that you don't know about, that he doesn't publicize like that, but gave him his first break. Like even with you, you're saying that you
Hmm.
put that out in public, like, yo, you gave me, the first event that I had, that you came to was from my event. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you put that out there. But now, like, if they're like, where'd you get started? You could be like, oh, yeah, H2o. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not something that you publicize like that. You know what I mean? So people may not know what you had to go through or what you did to get where you're at.
Hmm.
They just see results. And I'm a result driven person, but I also show the work that I put in, and let people know it's not that easy. You know, that's why you
Yeah.
see a lot of some people that come out and they have the first annuals and then you never see it again because they don't understand how hard. Like, just imagine like how much you got to put in, and that's why this pandemic for me has been a blessing, you
Hmm.
know, in disguise, because I was able to breathe for a second, relax, get my thoughts and everything together in order to. It's almost like I got charged up and was able to go to the next level right now, and I'm ready. I'm so ready to keep pushing and play out what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, the ones that are like focused during this time, the ones that are strong enough to fight through it, they're going to do well after this pandemic.
For
It's
sure.
like you can't sit there and cry about it. You gotta find, faith. Or you gotta have purpose. You gotta have meaning, a goal, something to push through. So, I think that's amazing. That you're focused like that. I do want to name, if you want. Do you want to talk about some of the specific charities you helped, or like the causes?
Well, in the beginning, I was doing a lot with Guns Down, Life Up, and Life Camp with Erica Ford, and those are some of the main charities. I teamed up with Montefiore Children's Hospital before, Reject Worldwide, um, the Brooklyn, the men's. I donated tons of stuff to the men's shelter in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So those are some of the charities and a lot of the charities that I worked with, and even just how I've done things in the past with coat drives, toy drives, just getting it and giving it, right? So I get it and then I'll go around. This is a lot of stuff that people don't see, and when people don't see it, they don't know. So I need to
Mm-hmm.
get better at that. And like, but I feel it's so corny when I'm like, when someone's recording you while you're like handing a gift over to somebody, and it's like, that's whack
Yeah.
to me. Like, it's just not in me. But I guess I have to start doing a lot more of that to just show. Like, I'm not just collecting toys to play with. Like, you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
want these toys, right? I want to give them to the kids so that they can have a good time. And that's what I pretty much do. And I was a substitute teacher in the DOE. So I used to go to
Mm-hmm.
different schools and actually put together like toy giveaways for different schools that I was at, and almost like be Santa Claus to many different schools. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
yeah, that's what I've been doing, and now I have my own 501c3. So now I'm gonna be able to do a lot more. Like Bowling for Peace used to be under the H2o basketball, um, uh, company, which was mine, and Bowling for Peace was, again, in the beginning. I didn't know how long I didn't know what it was gonna become, but it was a charitable division of H2O basketball. That's why you used to see H2O basketball presents Bowling for Peace. Now Bowling for Peace is
Yes.
its own entity. So like now, even the way I run things and how you have to divvy up certain things to certain people, now I have to put more people in place and things of that nature. So, the team has to grow. And the next move for that is I'm going to different states, different places. I did Chicago for All-Star Weekend. We refurbished the whole court. We had a celebrity
Nice.
game out there. That shit was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had so many more places to go, and I was gonna make New York like the Super Bowl of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming soon is the Bowling for Peace Road to Peace tour. That's more information that you're getting now, exclusive
Yes.
information that's gonna come out. And yeah, we're still gonna do the same stuff in New York, but we're gonna be taking our show on the road too.
Yes. Congratulations. That's huge. 501c. That's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
putting
man,
businesses together, getting the
that's a fact.
paperwork done, doing it the right way.
Yeah, and that's been able to, and that will help you in the long run too. That'll help you, that helping you separate from people and give it that extra oomph that you may need, that you've been looking for. That when you just working, 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 it doesn't give you the time to actually sit and relax without people saying that, yo, you fell off, right, or something like that, or what happened to, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I got to get that time where I got to chill, and I'm not even pressed to do an event. Even if we are able to come outside next month, or I'm chilling for the rest of this year. You know what I'm saying? I may do a little like team up with people, a little something, something, just to keep it fresh. But I'm doing these lives, I'm doing everything, letting people know what I'm doing. But 2021, or whenever we're able to get out fully, then you'll see some stuff. We're balling for peace. But for now, go to the website, support with your purchase, and continue to help us that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is a black-owned business, and it really is from the ground up. You know, we've been leveling up every single year, and to the point where people think it's it's bigger than what it is. You know, and that's credit to my boy Tommy, my boy Wendell, and yeah, so it's pretty dope.
Yes, that's so cool. Thank you so much for that exclusive. I love the fact that you're going to start going around to different places because the
Hmm.
message does need to be pushed. You're doing a double thing because I feel like when people play sports, they release endorphins, they focus on something, like you said, it helped you focus too. And then it's like
Yeah,
a bigger cause. Like peace is very important, especially in times like the ones that we're in. And you were pushing this message way before we got here.
yeah, that's
So
that's dope that people understand that. You know what I mean? They'll have a lot more organizations that get a lot more attention than even what we're doing and what we've been doing. But it is what it is. I'm not in it for the clout. You know what I'm saying? So again, I guess that's the inspiration that other people have seen from not just me, but from other people that they're inspired to push peace now. Like,
yes, and I just want to say thank you so much for your time. And again, you can give them the website and next moves.
okay. So tomorrow, Juneteenth, you can actually go to Ballin for Peace and get an exclusive 19% off from for all purchases. You just put in Juneteenth and you'll get 19%
Mhm.
off. You go to ballinforpeace .org. That's BALLIN, the number four, and the word peace.org. Go there, follow the page, Ballin for Peace. Follow me, H2o5. Yeah. And also, I got to shout out H2o Music. That's something I'm doing. We have a live sit down on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. And then we also have the DJ live mix on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. So we have different DJs every week. So, go ahead and go tune in to H2o Music underscore. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you like always.
Yes.
Let's run these numbers up too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time too and coming through and talking about everything. I do got to hit you with one last question though.
Okay, no doubt. Let's get it.
For DJs that want to be a part of it, how do they get in touch with you?
Email H2O Music, the letter O, not zero, H2O Music ENT@gmail.com. Also, if you know DJs, just send them to me, and I'll put them right through. But I'm looking for DJs from different states, not just New York, all over the place and they'll go live on H2O Music's page, and they'll be live and interacting with the fans and everything like that. So it's pretty dope to get different energy from different places and different sounds from different places. So like I want a Houston DJ, I want a California DJ, and that's what I've been doing. I put the tour together that's gonna be coming out soon. You'll see that on the H2O Music platform. Yeah, so and just hit me up or hit up the page H2O Music underscore H2O Music ENT@gmail.com.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.